Good morning, this is totally random.
Featuring Franz Maruna and Andrew Embler.
It's March 1st, 2013. I'm Franz, this is Andy. It's the periodic, well, your enthusiasm just went.
I had to bring it down a level. I had to bring it down a level.
Let's find a middle ground.
Yeah, I know.
This is a show about concrete5, a building material for the web, and it's pretty cool. In news, we got some new docs up. Matt's been working away feverishly on some awesome. What do you got? Yeah. Those are old docs, but in there is a oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of workflow stuff about making the simple workflows that you can do just part of the free core, which is awesome. And I think there's even some videos on YouTube about the enterprise workflow stuff if you're looking for complicated multi-step stuff, and permissions, getting into all this advanced permission stuff. Very, very powerful, and as with many very, very powerful things, can be a little intimidating. So.
Yeah, even goes into the different permissions documentation, which is in there somewhere as well, because it's time release.
Time releases, kind of sure. If you want to have like press release they're going to post in the future, or if you want to make it so there's a different group of people who can approve things on weekends versus during the weeks. I mean, you can do anything that you can imagine. Challenge us, we'll tell you how you can build it with permissions, because advanced permissions in 5, 6, and above are nothing if not powerful.
That's correct.
So that's the news. I'm sure other things are happening. Oh, one other news thing that I just remembered. I am going to be in DC in a month. The
Nice.
1st of April. Yeah, it should be fun. You know, our nation's capital. My daughter wants to meet Obama and doesn't understand why that's not likely to happen.
Don't just hold out hope.
Well, you never know. Maybe you're that special.
I welcome you. It's terrible.
That's pretty bad.
That's terrible.
I was like, what would you ask Obama? She's like, do you think Santa is real? I was like, wow, that's a rough question.
And if so, does he pose a clear and present danger to the United States? He has his own like fiefdom up there, and like he's accountable to no one.
Yeah, you could a number of terrorist checklists. Anywho, April, I'm gonna say 4th. We're doing a meetup in DC at Bar, I assume, where we'll meet and talk about concrete5. We're not gonna like sit there and code, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little "this is how it works" kind of thing. If you go to meetup.com, yeah, I know, I am
the darling of the internet.
I'm sparing no expense to get people to come to this bad boy. Good lord, you really not spelled meetup?
Meet time.
Whoa, that's a bunch of
Meetups
servers.
are awesome.
Anywho, if you are in DC or the East Coast and you want to meet me but not Handy, you should go to the meetup thing. And
in Troutdale.
I bet you if you just look for concrete5, you'll find it.
That's
there you
what
go.
He did. It's just this
There you go. It's coming up. Hold on. We'll show you a screenshot of what you. Yeah, there you go.
Art.
So there it is. Torso in the hair.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
So some people are there. B. Carone will be up in the house. Sweet. And some other people, and someone's not attending, and yeah, you know,
cool.
So it's still a little loosey goosey. You get in there and tell me, look, I don't want to meet them there. I want to meet here and there. You know, it could happen. So that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
very cool.
Thought I'd mention that. Karma.
Sure.
And the weekly Karma winners, come on down.
Okay. Wow, that was a peak. Matt's head just exploded.
So many headphones are being removed.
Sorry. Oh, I won't do that again. We give away karma points on our site for doing cool stuff, helping people, promoting the project, and doing work on it. And those points accumulate, and then you win prizes. So, who won?
We got Adagio winning a copy of the Mega Menu for helping.
Nice.
We got P. Vernalia winning a copy of the iPod Menu for promoting concrete5. And then we have Sharak winning a copy of Backup Voodoo for doing work.
Backup Voodoo.
Sweet.
That's a
You
great
do
song.
the voodoo, you do so well.
Backup Boot is a great song. Nice. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you. That is awesome. Did we get any pictures this week?
No.
Oh. Man.
Sorry, that was
Okay.
undercutting.
Well, that's too bad. I know Julia was just sending out a bunch of stickers. So if
So
you'd like
sweet.
stickers, we send them to you. You just go to our own site. There in the corner is Marketplace, and there's a swag page under there, and you can scroll down, and there's a get 5 stickers for free. You put your mailing address in there. That is a physical mailing address that we can send something to using the U.S. Postal Service. It's not an email. It's not a cell phone number. It's not just your name. You got to put, you got a street, a number, a town, a city, a province, a prefecture, anything that we can actually, and we'll put a stamp on it, and we'll send them to you, and you'll get them, and you'll put them on things that you love, and people will say, "What's a concrete5?" And you'll say, "Man, it's the best thing ever. I'll tell you all about it, brah."
That's how my conversations usually go.
Every day. And then you send in a picture of yourself with the sticker, and then we don't have these, hey, no one sent us any pictures things, and then you get karma points, and you win free add-ons, and you don't have to spend money, and you can be awesome. There it is.
Cool.
PRB?
PRB.
PRB.
Introducing Great Choice by Greg Joyce.
All right, that's good.
Wow, Greg, what kind of choice are you looking at right now?
I'm thinking about hanging this picture across from a toilet. Or, I mean, I'm not actually doing that. It's a fact of reality.
It's a choice that someone else made that you're debating the greatness of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the picture that's facing the toilet on our bathroom floor.
So disappointed.
Not above the toilet, mind you, which would be something.
No, that'd be something different. This is
Yeah.
facing you as you sit on the toilet. She's sitting as well. There's a lot of contemplation happening.
There is.
Right.
I feel like we're both in it together.
Yes, that is a choice. What other choices have been made in the last, I guess it's actually been 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got
Cool.
lots of new add-ons and a couple themes in the PRB. And first up is the Universal Content Puller from JohnTheFish.
Sweet.
And the best way I can explain this one is that it's similar to like a more elaborate version of a stack in a way.
Wow.
You can add it to anywhere, and then based on the content sources that you have configured, it'll pull in content to that area. So you can pull in another area from a different page. You can pull in a stack, I think, yeah. But yeah, he has the add-on itself, and then the first set of sources are available in the marketplace. And really,
Wow.
you should just read about it if you're interested in it.
Yeah, it sounds like it does bend the our understanding of time and space and parallel content universes.
It does.
Sweet.
Next up, we have Ecommerce Reports from
Whoa.
Alex Solana.
Nice.
And
cool.
gives you nice little graphs and so forth of your products and how they've been selling and so forth. So it's a handy thing if you have e-commerce and you feel like reporting isn't what it should be.
Nice. Could you scroll up for just a second? So it looks like
Yeah.
you can all those reports
Right.
work for a particular
Right,
interval.
the category
Pretty cool.
lets you pick a catalog page on your site, and the product lets you pick like an individual product to filter on, and then you can pick from when and when.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's pretty.
that's good.
Looks good.
Next up is Whale Folio from Sharak, and it's another in his series of whale add-ons, and this one is kind of a gallery-ish sort of a thing.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, nice one. Next up is Quickie Player from Pseudo TV, and Quickie Player lets you, pop in a video on your site from Vimeo or YouTube.
Oh.
What does a responsive video block mean?
Oh, it uses fitvid.js.
So it's like as you.
If you put it in a sidebar, it won't go outside your sidebar. If you put it in your main content area, it'll stretch to the full width of the content area. And if you have like a responsive theme, it'll make your video look good on an iPad.
Nice.
Cool.
Next up is from Goutnet, and it's called Add-on Lister. And this will list every add-on that your page is using.
Oh, cool.
Site's using, yeah. And that's a freebie.
Oh, interesting.
And next up is File Reader from Goutnet. And File Reader will take a file of your choice that your site has access, or that your web user has access to, and it will display it in page, and you can choose whether or not to show it to guest users and so on. So I guess it would be kind of handy, like if you were doing like a tutorial site or something, and you wanted to like show people like, hey, this is my actual HT access, or
Well, I could see this being a handy hack for any number of things. You got some completely third-party app that writes stats to a text file somewhere, and you want to show that text file.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to write, a whole new
big wrapping layer. Just point that. That's pretty clever.
Thing for concrete5 to do that. So yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
Next
Just point it to config that.
Yeah, totally. That'd make your day good. Next up is from Growth Curve, and it's called WeveText.
What?
Makes your text get wacky.
Wacky. Wow. So is that still web font, or is that like rendering an image?
I don't know. It's it's actually fonts. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
It uses JavaScript, I think.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh.
To wiggle them.
Wow.
And next up is from Document Group Docs, and it's called Group Docs Assembly. iframes in their service.
Okay.
And next up is Adagio from Talikman. And Adagio, this is a Talikman quote. This is not me, although I agree with it. Adagio is a wickedly sensual theme using gradients and dark colors. And that's all, enough said.
I'm hungry. I've never wanted a risotto so hard.
That looks pretty good.
It was pretty good. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I'm messing around.
Steve
That
cooked
part
that.
off, but we'll see.
I'm coming to his house for dinner.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Tiny grapes though.
BlockAButton from WTDS. And BlockAButton basically lets you create kind of call to actions on your site. You insert it, after a content block or whatever, and then when you mouse over the content block, you get this nice kind of bootstrappy button in the middle.
I see.
Simple, effective.
Cool. Button.
And we have another JohnTheFish add-on, and this one kind of implements something similar to short tags, except of course being JohnTheFish, that would be too easy, and it's actually a big like data hooks kind of a thing, so you can use these kind of short tags and it'll like pull in a stack, or it'll pull in attributes of the page. You can use it to like switch the data that a gallery uses based on these kind of short taggy things.
So you put these tags in the HTML of tiny MC or content block, and then
as
it'll
far as I
put
understand
content
it, I
in
didn't
there.
read through the whole thing, and this got approved like last
And
week or something like that.
reading that red text, even more than like putting this in a content block for output, like in the example, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, but it looks like you might even be able to go into a block that takes parameters like like a gallery or something like that. And instead of putting in, well, that's not really a great example, but instead of putting in something that
JohnTheFish puts in the description of the add-on is that you can pick a different file set for a gallery block using this add-on within your own content block.
Yeah.
Deep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely points at a real need. We've got a thing in 5.7, which of course is big and exciting and who knows when, but pulling in snippets is similar type solution, because that is a real problem.
Next up is the Baywater theme from A Theme.
Nice.
And
Attractive.
yeah, this one not only comes with the iPhone and the iPad, it comes with the
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
Picture of a fern? Is
Yeah.
that a fern or something else?
back.
Oh, that
It looks like moss.
all right. Fair enough.
Yep.
Nice.
Good
But
looking
yeah,
theme.
nice
Yeah.
little theme there.
Hey.
Last but not least is, you know, somebody capitalizing on the global financial crisis, so you can keep track of
What is?
currency rates and some possibly not real time. I don't know, but it'll.
So this shows you rates. This doesn't integrate with e-commerce and do
No,
anything
no, I hope not.
fancy. Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
I think
this
it just
shows you the
shows it.
currency exchange rates on some capacity.
Nice.
That could be handy.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
And that's it. Yeah, that's all of them.
Great choices, Greg Joyce. Thank you again as
Well
always. Looking good. Thank you everyone who's working in PRB, both submitting stuff and of course reviewing and approving.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've got some time and you want to be a fast track community leader and an active part of the project, it's a great way to help. We've got the PRB, the peer review board, a committee of, well, it doesn't have to be a particularly robust developer. We've got all sorts of different things that you can approve in there where the documentation
Yeah.
looks good and you're following the icon guidelines, but could always use help in terms of getting these things approved
More
quickly and safely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you want to be part of that, let Julia know. Matt, do we have a showcase intro thing, or are we just gonna freestyle it?
I don't believe we have a showcase.
All right, well, we gotta get Robert on that. Showcase!
Intro.
We're gonna start doing showcases. There, we're gonna look at this mini site. This is built with concrete5,
Ooh.
and minis are cars that go places.
Cool.
People like them. Mini.co.uk. Good looking site. We've got a lot of sliding happening.
Whoa.
Hey-o. Sliding happening. Stuff.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You can click on things, little slide ups, and then you go to detailed pages, and it's it's the dealer locator for the mini CO, and look at all that. They got different cars, and
Oh wow.
slide out menus, and it's a pretty good looking site.
Yeah,
and
it's a good deal.
yeah, built with concrete5. So
Sweet.
tell your daddy.
That's looking good.
Yeah, it's a nice one. So we're gonna bring this segment back and start doing a showcase every week, just to kind of call out really nicely done concrete5 sites.
Yeah, there are a lot of good sites out
There's
there.
a lot of it up there, and our own showcase on concrete5.org gets some of them, but you got to actually submit those sites, and often I think people are wondering why they would bother. So
Yeah.
we're going to
Where's
look
the
at that, and we're going to just kind of wander around and try to find sites out there on the web that we can find are built with concrete5, which is easy enough to do if you look at the source. And look at that, something wants us to go down. Okay,
Whoa.
what's it want us to do? What? All right.
Links over.
Pretty cool, yeah. This site's worth checking out, and yeah, I mean, if you need a good name to throw around, it's not whitehouse.gov, but it's an important site, and it's awfully good looking.
Yeah.
No offense, whitehouse.gov. So yeah, there you go. There's your showcase. What else do we do? Am I skipping something, or are we ready for how we would do that?
Did we get anything on Get this week?
We didn't. We have not.
We have
We
not
are.
been looking.
We are actively at work on 5611. So we'll
Yep.
probably get some more pull requests sometime between now and
Next totally random. We'll talk about what we got
Yeah.
to get. So I think we're ready for how would we do it?
How would we do that?
Okay. Again, we're going to try to kind of think this one through a little bit more than we have on past totally randoms, where we just kind of freestyle. So we've already thought of a thing that we would like to tell you how would we do. We get this question not infrequently. Saw it on, I don't know, Twitter or the forums recently of how would I archive a page in concrete5? And well, it's a good one because concrete5 is a really flexible building material, and we often solve these problems saying, look, there's there's pages and tabs, and you can build anything that you want. So the idea that you would just have a archive flag because this was kind of a site built to do just one thing is a little different from how we approach problems. But there are several ways to achieve what you are looking for, so I will now show them all to you. So, here's a website, and driving on Matt's computer. So I just set this up, instant setup off of the top of concrete5, and well, let's go to the blog, And let's add blog post. So I said add page for the blog, do blog entry, and I'll just say this is some page we like. Ooh, like you. Ooh. Keyboard's tiny, man. Alright, so we got a page, you know, it's got a bunch of default blocks in it. That's awesome. Go ahead and publish this. And now when I come to the blog, you can see, oops, this is some page we like. I click on it and I go to it. So you're like, I loved it, but now I want to hide it. So a couple of different ways you can approach it. The simplest, and some might argue sanest, would be to use permissions. So I could simply go to permissions under edit, and I can say, look, I don't want guests is anyone coming to your site. Registered users are people who are logged in, anyone who's logged in, and admins are users in the admin group. So say guests can no longer view it, admins can, hit save, and that's done. So if I were to log out, which I'm not going to do, so I don't want to bother logging back in, but if I were to log out, it would no longer show up in the blog page unless I was an admin, in which case I'd be able to get it. So effectively archived, quote unquote. Another way that you might choose to tackle the how would I archive a page problem is to simply hide it. So, you know, permissions, even if someone has that URL, it won't let them get to it. So if someone's done like a deep link from some other blog and you change the permissions, well, that page is, you know, they're going to get a login URL. And unless they log in with someone who's in the admin group, they won't be able to see it. So perhaps that's not what you want to do. You just don't really want it featured in your listing page anymore. So you're kind of, I don't know what the right word is. You're obfuscating it without hiding it. So in that case, I might leave guest on, so guests can still see the page if they know how to get to it, but I might try to hide it from the nav. And there are two, come here little buddy, there are two cool custom attributes that you should know about. Go to custom attributes under properties, you can see these attributes are many, and any number of different types of problems are solved with these guys. You can override the meta title and description, that kind of thing. We also use these for programmatic stuff, like excluding a page from navigations. So I just added two of them, exclude from nav and exclude from page list. This actually means the auto nav. Page list is a different form of navigation. I could turn both of these on, hit save, and this is a nav, so if it wasn't a blog post with some other type of page, it would hide it from there. And if I come back to blog, and actually reload the page, here buddy, boom, you can see it is no longer here. So, because this is basically built with a page list, so it is hiding it from that navigation, even though the page is still accessible. The final way I will demonstrate today to deal with this kind of archiving concept is sometimes we just make a private area or a sandbox. We actually have one of these on concrete5.org. If you're working on like a few pages, you're launching a new product and it's got half a dozen pages about, you know, features and benefits and whatnot, you know, it could be a little harrowing to do it right where it's going to be in the live part of the site, even though permissions and preview and all that stuff works infallibly. You know, it's easy for a person to hit the blue button instead of the gray one, so you can just kind of feel like it's safer to deal with it in a private area. So I've made this private area as a page. All I did was I went to home, added a page, doesn't really matter what type, and I changed its permissions and I changed its custom attributes to hide it from the nav like I just showed you. And now I can just take these guys and drag them on there from the sitemap. I want to move it, not copy it. And I'm basically keeping the pages, but I'm putting them in a different part of the site. So when I come back to the blog, they're not going to show up there anymore. Cleaned it right out. So page still exists. If I wanted to move it back, I can move it back. Archived, quote unquote, in that sense. But yeah, as I believe you can see, there's quite a number of ways to solve even a simple problem like how you would archive a page with concrete5. So yeah, that's how we would do that.
Nice.
So having done that, oh, there we go again, making people take their headphones. I don't know why I keep clapping today. I can't get enough of it, man. How about it? Is there anything else that we can talk about? Any questions?
Yeah, let's check out the questions.
Probably.
Always.
It better be. I'm just gonna start clapping.
Get ready.
Marco!
See how loud we can make this.
Looks like there's a small meetup happening in Sweden this Tuesday, too.
Oh, sweet. Excellent.
Looks like Adagio is the person you want to talk to if you want to get in on that.
Good.
Cool.
A lot of words there. I see words going by.
I am not seeing any questions.
Questions?
Maybe I'm crazy, but
Comments, concerns, thoughts, deliberations, debates, discussions, conversations. Did I say that already?
oh, here's one.
Oh, well,
we got a couple of them.
Caps are a good way for us to see your question.
Question for
This
later.
is From Ali Phillips, he asked, Matt mentioned something in the PRB, a CSS Grid at 5.7, and the likely impact on theme developers, if any.
Yes.
There is an impact for theme developers if they choose to make use of these types of functionalities. So in 5.7 we will be including the page themes can incorporate a CSS Grid framework if they so choose. And you know, this is something like the Twitter Bootstrap Grid or 960, thank you.
20.
Things like that. And what that will be in practice, you'll include the CSS for that stuff as theme developers currently do, but you'll also be able to include a PHP file that sort of describes how that works programmatically. So what classes make up that grid type, etc. And right now we already have the Bootstrap 2 grid working in the core in the branch that we're working on. So we'll probably include one or two more common types in the core as well. So probably 960 or 1140, I think is the name of it. What that means is if your theme is marked as using one of these grid frameworks, and if we don't ship the one that you use, you can also include it in your themes package. If you mark your theme as using that, you'll be able to take advantage of those classes when you work with layouts and things like that in the theme. And then other stuff that the theme does, including some stuff that is still a little up in the air, we'll be able to use those built-in classes instead of, you know, providing all these redundant CSS classes. It'll be really nice.
So,
more uniform.
With 5.7, optionally themes can include a used grid setting or even chunk of code. That defines what the grid should be, and then layouts will have stops to it, so you know someone can easily make sure stuff's in the right spot. And some of the other blocks we're using on will honor that too. And yes, of course, we will give you guys warning, and as that stuff is stable, we'll start to share that, and people will be able to go, ooh, you should also do this. So I'm building all my stuff to use it in cool ways. But I don't think, I'm pretty confident actually that it will not break the way things work.
It's an additional feature.
Use it if you want.
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah.
That was a nice one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good catch.
This kind of tucks in alongside that question.
Okay.
Is this grid going to be a single page, a page type, or a block?
No.
It is a new concept. It is a sort of extension that a theme can mention using, and then parts of the core will take advantage of that if the theme for the current page has that available.
There's a new block that we're working on called the aggregator that is kind of like a beefed up page list that throws tile summary versions of page honoring that grid layout. So very cool stuff.
Got another question from Ali Phillips. He asked, are we going to publish guidelines on area usage in themes given recent mention of PRB?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I added, this is Matt here talking, and I do a little bit of work at the PRB. I added a very brief guideline to the rules for suggestions for themes. Generally keep them, you know, reasonable. I've seen themes recently that have something like 200 areas on the home page.
That's a lot.
And it seems a little bit excessive for the average site. So I added a line there saying, you know, try not to exceed 24 or so as a good ballpark number.
Yeah, that's an upper end.
Yeah, and if you use layouts, you'll make more areas too. And the way that these grids work, you'll probably start to, if your themes incorporate those, it'll be kind of nice. You'll probably get more areas because you'll be using layouts because they'll work pretty nicely. So making sure that you don't have tons to start with is probably a good idea. I think 24 is pretty high myself.
Yeah.
And 200 certainly is.
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, you can stack multiple blocks in an area. So, you know, sometimes we'll see things where like areas are like vertically going down in the same basic space. You should never do that. I mean, just put a bunch of blocks in that column.
Yeah.
It can be easy to look at a comp and think, well, every content element needs its own area. Well, these don't. These are just one, you know, 2 areas in either end. Look at my hands.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, each one of those areas has many, many queries that go with it. So, you know, you throw 200 areas on a page and, you know, 6 auto navs on the bottom, and then you complain about your site being slow.
Yeah.
It is a flexible building material, and you can build yourself into a hole.
Cool, and of course we're gonna have documentation that talks about this stuff as we release it too. So for that. Another question from Ale.
Excuse me.
They ask, are there any other bulk updater tools coming besides the SEO updater? It would be nice to have such tools, for example, updating user attributes or e-commerce product attributes.
We already have that for users.
Yeah, there's a little checkbox above the checkboxes in the file manager and the user manager, that kind of stuff, and you can do some pretty powerful stuff from there. Especially if you do a query first and say, oh, find me all the users between this date and that date, and then I'm going to deactivate them. Haha. That kind of stuff. So keep digging in the dashboard, you'll find some of that. Probably don't have that in e-commerce. I'm not sure if we would be doing that or not at this point. Coolio.
That sounds like a great opportunity for an add-on.
Boy, that sure does.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rule-based e-commerce bulk updates.
Updater.
My mind is blown, but we're too busy, so someone else.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not something we're building.
Well, I think that's all we have for questions so far.
All right, well, we got a lot to do, so thank you. Look forward to seeing you again soon. It's been totally random.